up, guys? In today's video I want to look into more detail in some BUZZWOLE gameplay. We also played against Solar Yoshi on the enemy team playing MEW, and I think BUZZWOLE is certainly becoming one of my favorite Pokemon. It's so fun to play, and it's honestly also a great MEW counter. And we'll showcase you why it can counter MEWs quite well, even though the MEW still had eject button as well, which got him out of a lot of scenarios. If the MEW didn't have eject button, I would have destroyed them even harder. So we walk towards top side, start with Mega Punch, or the other one, it doesn't really matter too much with which one you start with. This Face Stinger does a crazy amount of damage as well. And here I wanted my Squirtle to take this last hit, because we should share last hits, right? I shouldn't be taking all of it. He wants level 3 as well, but he kind of wants me to give everything. I'm going to start stacking out Tech Weight. We have Attack Weight, Float Stone, and Muscle Band. Really like the Float Stone 2 on this map, again, in general, for early game. But I see they have a MEW, so I'm just instantly abandon it, go towards this side. Somehow the Azumarill still got the last hit. And against MEW, it's just so hard to go into the right side. It wins almost every last hit. We just get at least, at this point I'm just like, okay, I'm abandoning it. We just go towards the left side, make sure we get last hits, because the MEW is hard to deal with. But here I'm going to get my 11 points in at least. Make towards side now, because the MEW is contesting something else. And we go into the MEW and start auto-attacking and maybe building up our Rage Bar a bit. A bit of poke, but yeah, gotta be careful still. Before Leech Life, we still are pretty squishy, because we don't have our healing yet. And the enemy jungler decides to gain top lane, so pretty hard early game already. I'm gonna jump in, maybe see if I can look for something. And luckily our jungler's also here. Dodrio flies in from the side. We get 2 KOs for the Dodrio. And that's quite good. So I'm gonna try to secure this big Altaria. And now we can maybe look for a dive, but yeah, it's a MEW, so quite difficult. Trying to score 10 points maybe, and actually do, because MEW's basic attack is too slow, which means I will get it, and there's the eject button out to safety. Eject button is something I want to talk about, because it makes BUZZWOLE so much stronger. So much stronger. You should always play eject button on this Pokemon. 100%. At least if you play Smackdown. If you play Lunge, you don't have to play eject button. But for Smackdown, which I will play with Leech Life Smackdown, you have to have it. Here we go in. We actually get pushed out of our Leech Life, I think, there by the light screen, which is quite annoying. Let's try to live this MEW. And I turned back into MEW, so I take less boosted auto take damage. And we actually barely live. Jumping in again. Trying to go for this last hit now with my Leech Life, and we get this last hit. I just have to make it to level 7. Right now, again, I'm getting a bit weak. I really need my Smackdown very badly to have more impact on the game, because then I can actually combo people quite easily. Azumarill is also very strong right now, but we catch it here in a Leech Life. Drops to half HP, not much more we can do. Our lane partner is also quite weak in this early game. War Turtle really doesn't do anything until level 7, right? So we're just going to play calm, play collected, and just try to scale to level 7 as fast as we can. I'm going to take this Baltoy on here. Could have maybe went for a stack right now, because the enemies are going for mid. So I actually could have probably stacked my Tech Weight a bit more. But yeah. Now the Altaria is on top spawn in 5 seconds, and I'm ready to go for it. The enemies are still in mid right now, so just taking all the free experience right now. I'm going to start scoring, and now we get our Tech Weight stacks finally in. There's another one. Already at 3 now. Make that 4. And we have our Smackdown. Now we can start playing the game. Looking for the Azumarill right here. And there's the eject button. This is what I'm talking about. Why eject button is so nice as well. So we can also do like people don't expect this. Like I do my Smackdown, and then I can eject button. You can see Smackdown's used. I can eject button afterwards. We punch the Azumarill, and we get a nice KO. Going for the MEW now, but sadly Leech Life, it's just still so awkward to hit sometimes, and we can't make it out of the flux zone, and we do go down in the end. So enemy still rotated top lane, sadly, fast enough. And yeah, my Leech Life on MEW sadly did not land. It's going to take the death and respawn. We're still pretty good right now, so we're almost level 8. So it's not looking too bad. My team killed the Gengar. Looking for level 9 if I can. And moving back top lane to maybe defend the goal, because looks like they're gonna go for a push right here. And look into another Smackdown into Leech Life. There we go. Smackdown, Leech Life, and kill. That's pretty much how it goes. I can almost 100-0 any Pokemon. Fills up your bar quite fast. We still be careful, Jordan. Use Unite, so I'm using this Leech Life to heal up. Again, then we can just use it, because we can't build our Muscle Gauge against wild Pokemon anyways. So we can just Leech Life without having any Muscle Gauge, because it makes no sense of waiting. Our next eject button is up in 18 seconds, that's what we want to look for. But here's a nice Smackdown on MEW. Sadly, we got interrupted by the Dragon Tail. So we couldn't import onto the MEW, otherwise MEW was probably 100% dead there. Didn't have Unite either yet, so now we have our Unite, another Smackdown into Leech Life, but it's looking quite bad. But my Unite actually finds the MEW, run into the enemy jungle now with my... After BUZZWOLE gets a KO or takedown, he gets move speed, so now I'm scoring behind them, finishing my Tech Weight. It's kind of risky, but I can still kill someone. If someone walks too close right here, I can actually look for a KO. So there we go. Punch, Leech Life, Durandon is down. And I'm going to run again with my passive that I just got, and I'm looking for the MEW maybe again. just lingering around. Like, BUZZWOLE can make a lot of these plays on low HP quite easily. Because people are like, oh, I can just go KO him, right? But then you punch, leech life, they die, and you just zoom away with your passive. Here, Gengar, they're going on to me as 2 now, and this time finally dead though. I expected them to actually go for top lane, but yeah, they went for mid lane there as 2, and it was a bit too much damage there. And I sadly couldn't do much about it. I'm respawning soon. And just looking for another eject button. We want to use the eject button probably as much as we can to get KOs. Here's the Absol. Miss our punch right there, but Dodri is able to pick off the Absol, doesn't matter what. Has no chance of getting away. Looking for Leech Life. I'm just going to Leech Life at full at no Muscle Gauge right here just to stun, because I know probably it's going to kill him. But in there I was forced to use my Unite move. Now I'm looking for the Gengar. Blink away from his Shadow Ball. Leech Life him and punch! So nice double KO there. Sadly had to use my Unite, but so did Duraludon, right? So in the end it's totally fine. Can look for a bot lane push now. Gonna pick up some more coins. And Mr. Mime maybe look for this bottom push now. There's an Absol. I don't have the eject button, but Absol jumps in. We punch, but somehow... So I don't even know what happened there. I'm gonna rewatch that again. Like, sometimes it's so weird. So I punched right here, and now I wanted to port, but I couldn't port. Like, so my smackdown just went on cooldown. I somehow couldn't jump. I don't even know what happened. So I smackdown, and then I instantly ported apparently. Oh, it's because he night slashed away, I think. Made it a bit awkward. Need to have the Duraludon eject buttons away. And yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. Now we wait for our cooldowns again. Waiting for very important to play around your cooldowns, because your auto takes down too much. We look for a smackdown. As soon as we miss our smackdown, we have to back off. And we wait for our next smackdown. And yeah, currently on the leech of Mr. Mime. Look for the smackdown right here. There we go. Smackdown, leech life. Don't even need to use leech life. Guy's dead. Face shaking right here. Looking for leech life onto the Absol. And we punch him away towards the safety side for me. And we use our passive again to run away. Looking for the Duraludon now, who actually outplays me right here. He was probably ready for this, but I can't believe this missed. I'm gonna be honest, man. Leech Life is such a weird ability sometimes. I was sure this was actually hitting, but yeah, look at this. This actually did not hit. And, I mean, the Duraludon kind of expected, I think, because he walked around, so they played by him in the end. And yeah, maybe I should have been a bit more safe, but I wasn't sure if his heavy metal is up either. Like, you can't punch him right if heavy metal is up. So I wanted to go for a Leech Life first, and then, yeah, sadly just die. I'll wait for respawn now. We're still doing quite fine in this game. Then we just took bottom objectives, so I'm running towards bot side to maybe defend a push. And yeah, I'm gonna start farming a bit here too. And I think we see MEW popping up right here on the screen now. And I get the score, and now I just style on him. This was very... this is one of my favorite combos in the game. So what we do is, we smack down towards the left side, towards our side, and then we eject button behind the enemy target and knock him into our team. Or like knock him into, you know, away from safety. So you can see auto take right here. My smackdown. You can see him aiming my smackdown like this. And then I jump behind the enemy and I punch him onto my side. He even tried to agility away, couldn't do it, and we take on MEW quite easily. MEW just gets one shot pretty much in this combo, can't do much about it. So as soon as we find MEW with an eject button, the MEW should always die unless it's, you know, something interrupts my leech life. Again, here's the eject button up. She can actually outplay my leech life by just eject buttoning away. This was kind of sad. 37 points. I have a 37 score, but still better to take it than not to right now. Because we're heading into Rayquaza. Looking for a punch, helping my Mime out. Getting a nice KO there. Also killing the Gengar. MEW is actually using Unite move right here. I don't think there's any way for him to KO me, so I'm just being impatient again. MEW does get someone in the end, and I'll be looking for the MEW again. I'm level 14, so I'm doing quite insane. Healing up again on the blue buff. Blue buff is also quite nice, right? Gives us cooldown reduction, which means that our moves are going to be up a bit faster. And I'm kind of looking for level 15 maybe, but obviously hard to get. I should maybe just try now get vision around the Rayquaza pit. Probably better if I just go up here and look for vision instead of trying to get 15. But if I gotten this bottom in DD right here, I would have maybe had 15. I really wanted 15. Just increases your damage by quite a lot, right? So always nice to have. So goal right now is to eject button maybe onto a carry, but the enemies are just actually going for Rayquaza. And here we go. Eject button onto the MEW. And this time eject button away, but it's not enough. My Unite move follows them. So again, as soon as I see the MEW, I see some for one split second, and then eject button with a smackdown. He's forced to get away, and now because his Unite is not up, he just goes down. Rayquaza's dropping super low, looking for the Gengar now, who actually went away from us. And punching him in the bush, because I know he was hopefully hiding in there, into a Leech Life Confusion of Mime, and he goes down. Now we have to deal with the Drolodon, who's still up there. Try to Smackdown across the wall, which actually doesn't work. I see Absol running in from the right side, so I'm ready for maybe the Absol to stun him. Drolodon finally goes down, and now we go for Rayquaza. You can't Leech Life Rayquaza, but it still does a lot of damage, so just one thing, if you Leech Life an unstoppable target, it does all the Leech Life damage in an instant. You don't, and you also heal instant, so it's quite good as well against someone like a Rayquaza. I know someone's in the bush, the Mew again. We smack down Leech Life, and Mew goes down again. So again, going for the Mew, who still doesn't have Unite Move up. And yeah, I just see Mew, so you see on the minimap, I just see Mew on the minimap. Right here, just for a split second. And this makes me decide I'm gonna go for Mew right here. I know he's in the bush. I didn't see him walk out of it. So we just smack down the bush, go in, jump over the light screen, and we kill Mew again. Let me try to kill the Azumarill. I don't really still have good last hitting, so I'm just zoning for my team. And there we go. 15 KOs on this Buzzwole so far. Sadly can't score still, but we get a Gengar KO maybe? It's just, the shield dies so fast of Rayquaza, it's insane sometimes. But yeah, now we kill the Gengar, and now we can actually score. Both of us, unless someone jumps in now. So the game ended quite well. We played it as good as we can. We really made sure that the Mew doesn't play the game in A game there, because he wasted his Unite move, right? That's what happens if you waste your Unite move before Rayquaza as well. We just can instantly abuse it. And I think I do it one more time to the Mew. Let me see before this ends. So yeah, I had a lot of fun in this game. This is becoming one of my favorite builds to play. It's just so fun. Here's the Mew again. Smackdown, eject button into Leech Life, and KO. So very easy, right? It's so fun. You can obviously eject button first as well, but then maybe they react to it. But of course, you don't have to do like I do. You don't have to do smack into eject button. You could also just eject button into Smackdown. But I feel like this looks cooler, right? This looks pretty cool. And there we go. Pretty good Buzzwole game in the end. 17 KOs on a Buzzwole, 96k damage. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, would appreciate it if you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. Bye!